What's up? It's your boy. It's your boy Greg, Dope Living TV Live. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, look, thank you guys for hanging out with us for over a year doing this Dope Living TV Live. We want to be informative. We want to be at least concise with some of the advice we give, but we want to, we want to entertain you, give you something else to do in your evening for a couple of hours, instead of watching. I'm not going to say the names of these things, but instead of doing that, all right, doing something else, spend time with us, talk to us. We're trying to help the relationships flourish. We're trying to make sure everybody's good, love each other, love on each other. Look, shout outs to everybody who's celebrating birthdays today. Want to lift you up, make sure that everybody's cool. Shout out to those who are out there living their best lives, doing the things that they want to do for themselves on their own terms. We love it here at Dope Living TV Live. Property of Dope Living. Y'all better get one. Established 2013. Let me know. Inbox me. Tell me what you need. All right. So today we wanted to just let it out, man. Just talk about anything, really. And there's a few suggestions that we got here, and I'm going to bring up some of them. When you get into a relationship, especially nowadays, nine times out of 10, everybody has children. They are a blessing. But how do you feel about your mate and their children? At what point do you feel comfortable leaving your minor children with your mate? That's a huge question, because you're putting your child in the midst of somebody who you really don't know if they love children, like children. Yes, they are with you and they know that you have a child, but do they really like that child? Do they really want to cultivate a relationship with that child? Are they just doing it because you're there and they want you and really want no ties with the child? When you, especially gentlemen, I'll say this for everybody, when you get into a relationship and that person has a child and your relationship starts to flourish, that child becomes your responsibility as well. So don't shy away from someone because they have a child, or don't neglect the child, because if you're going to be with that person, that child's going to be a part of your life, and you want every part of your life to be a great experience. And helping to raise that child is a great experience. I mean, children are a blessing. And yeah, you might get some babies, kids, and this and that, but you learn how to deal with them, you learn how to grow, and you continue to flourish. Under no circumstances are you to hit, curse out, do bad things to someone else's child. What needs to happen is you and your mate need to have an open, honest discussion about, your child. I have a child. These are the things that I want and expect when you are with my child. I want to be able to leave my child with you while I go and do some other things, or do some errands. So there's certain things that you need to do for me, though. And so it takes an open, honest communication for that. And I hope that there's nobody out there just get into relationships just for the sex, just for the companionship, knowing that this other person has a child and you're neglecting the child, period. It's not going to happen, shouldn't happen. And I hope that everyone understands that. Earl says, well, how many women plus a man in front of the child? Puts the man in front of the child. Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them do. And that's something that we really need to check ourselves, I guess. We can't put anyone in front of our kids. Kids are like I said, they're a blessing, but they don't they don't do anything. You can't punish a child because they're there. Earl says, why do women argue with men in front of a child? That's a good question. Some people can't hold themselves or help themselves, I guess. I don't know. And a lot of women, everybody say what's up to Samantha J. A lot of women, being the emancipated women, I'll call them, the women that are basically taking care of everything on their own, they're not used to a man coming in and trying to take the lead. So they do and say everything as the dominant female that they are. And I guess they seem to forget that there's a child that's there. Well, they don't forget that the child's there. It's just something that they used to do. They're independent. So when you come in, men, and do some different things, and gets to a point of it, they're having to be that discussion of that gets to a heated level. Women, all I'm saying is this, women and men, let's think about it first, because that child doesn't need to see that. The child has nothing to do with that and doesn't need to see it. So I guess those are moments and times where we have to just say, let's check ourselves, and once we do that and understand that child is a part of this, then we'll be better. So what are your thoughts? All right, I'm just rambling. I don't know. I can only say what I think. But how would you act, or what would you do, or what are you supposed to do when you leave your significant other, your mate, with your child? Earl says that goes back to the first question you asked. If you do that to a man in front of a child, the man has lost the battle with the child before the relationship. I can't agree with that, because that puts the child in a position where he's saying, okay, well, mama got this. Mama's the man, and the man has been disrespected, basically. And when I say disrespected, I don't mean she's purposely doing it, but she's trying to get her point across, but she's doing it in an angry way. She's yelling. And the child sees that, and especially a young child, that's what they see. That's a learned behavior. So when they see that going on, especially if it's a little girl, they're going to think it's cool. Yeah? And a little boy is going to be like, well, hell, I'm not hell, I'm sorry. Well, hey, I'm supposed to sit back and let the woman yell at me, curse me out, and not do anything. We have to understand that what we do as adults in front of kids, we're showing them that that's okay. That's what's in their head. They're okay with it. Hey, Melissa Danielle, we have to be cognizant of what we're teaching and how we're bringing up our kids, period. Because they're easily manipulated. Their minds are easily manipulated, and they're easily influenced by what they see. For example, with these video games and this and that, you got a lot of kids that are nursed and taken care of by these video games. And these video games don't teach them anything. Your kid is not a transformer. Your kid is not a killer. Okay. But they see this stuff, and that's the behavior. If we give it to them 24 hours a day, that's the behavior they see. So in relation to the original question, we have to be cognizant of what we show our kids, because if we show them that it's okay to yell and scream at each other, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Everybody say hello to Marcella.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Talking about
very tiring day for me, but I'm here. I made it. We're talking about, this is just the open discussion on everything, anything and everything. But right now we were talking about how do you, I don't know where these little fruit fly things are coming from. How do you feel about leaving your young children with your mate while you're gone?
Okay. I am very, very, very funny about that. If that's not my husband, I don't know. And it could depend also on how long you've been with that person. Whereas now you know how the personality of that person, how they treat your children and all. Nowadays, it's real hard. You never know if you're with a down low brother or however you say with the sister or whatever with the women. And you just don't know where people's heads are. I
Yeah.
was very when my son was young, I was very, very funny acting. If it weren't my parents or my siblings, he was with me.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Or I just didn't go.
See,
And
I've been the same way with mine. You know, he was always with me. Everybody say what's up to life coach Jeff Rutherford.
hey,
What's
Jeff.
up, y'all? What's going on, Marcella? What up, Greg?
Everything's good, my brother. Hey, Samantha J says I have to be a witness. She's been a witness to a mom disrespecting her soon-to-be husband in front of her son, not his. He did not respond to her. I did say to her, if you want him to be a good father for your child, you cannot disrespect him at all. Hey, Marcella. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Sammy
What's
Pooh.
up?
So, what do you think about that, Jeff? Would you and everybody say hello to Gina?
What up,
Hey,
Gina?
Would you leave your child, your young child, with your mate? With,
You know, it'd be some. If I had a child, it'd be some things I would have to just play a role into that. You know, I know. You know, it depends on how close we are, the age. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
how we see each other and how we view each other. Sometimes certain situations you don't want to introduce children so quick. Attachments can happen, different things. You don't know how long y'all going to end up being together. You know, but nowadays, how long do you really know you're going to be with somebody for certain people? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a lot of factors that play a role into that, you know.
So there's some, what I was saying was that, first of all, you got to have that communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Always.
it's my child. It's not your child. All right. So there's no hitting my child. There's no cursing out my child.
Definitely.
That's
You
period.
you got to respect my child as you respect me. All right.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we seen though that a mother leaves her young son or young daughter with her boyfriend, and the young infant cries a lot, and this guy just, or even a babysitter, they just slap them around to a point that they've
Yeah.
damaged their child. Their brain stem isn't as solid as ours. So
Mm-hmm.
you shake them, you slap them, and this and that. It's not cool. Would I leave my child with my mate? Absolutely not. Not me.
Mm.
And that's just me. Gina, what do you think about that?
well, I've been with my mate for 4 years, and I have never left my granddaughter with him. Not because I don't trust him, but I just don't feel that little girls should be left with men. And that's even when I was my husband for 17 years. I just feel like, I don't know. That's just something I feel strongly about. I don't know. I just, you hear so many stories, and it's not that you think it's going to happen, but it's always a possibility. I don't think it would, but I don't want to take any chances. Let's just put it like that. Now, I was in a public place a couple of weeks ago, and there was this young guy in there. He had a set of twins. They were girls, and they were about, maybe, I would say maybe 4 or 5 years old. And a lot of people were complimenting him on how cute his twins were. And he was like, well, these are my girlfriend's daughters. And, as cute as it was, and as great as he was with them, in my head, I was thinking, why would she leave her little 3-year-olds with her boyfriend? And I don't know how long they've been together, or what the circumstances. But that was my first thought. Like, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I don't care who I'm with. I just wouldn't.
I guess my question is, because it's very prevalent in our community that we have a fear that our men are always going to do something to our young women. I guess my thing is, and I'm gonna just come out and say it. Why is it that, you know, amongst other cultures and other races, that is not a big fear, but for us, that is a big fear for us with our men and young women. You know what I mean? Thank you, Greg, because, you know, I'm just saying, you know, with,
already.
Yeah, that's
because it's big, because
But
it's real
it's true.
big.
That's true, Jeff. And it's because of so much that's happening. So much that's happening to our young children in our culture, by our culture. It's not happening outside of our culture. It's happening with women's boyfriends, fathers, even fathers of the kids.
So what's up?
You have to look. You have to look.
Yeah.
It's not just the men either now, though. That's the
Right.
crazy part.
Absolutely.
And it's
True.
when during conferences that I've gone to, referencing sex trafficking, they always tell us the women, the worst, are much worse than the men. And so now, you know, like how they were like equal opportunity, the women are getting into that. And with, like, when you start talking to sex trafficking, the women are beasts. They have different names of the different types of pimps. The gorilla pimp, I can't recall now, it's been about a year or so since I've been to one, but they're the women. We're talking about just our men. No, it's the women. If you start looking at the news and seeing about abuse cases with young children, you're going to start seeing that you're going to find more women abusing our children than men. So it's not, we need to get off. Yeah, it's prevalent in the African American community and let's say the brown community, where we fear the men, but we have to be cognizant of the women as well, because they are much worse than the men as far as abusing.
And I agree with you, Marcy, 150%. And honestly, my thought process is that child is not his or her responsibility. It's your responsibility. And you should not expect someone to come into your life and take on that responsibility. Those are your children. That's the way I feel about it. And so I've never asked, you know, my granddaughter lives with us. She's been with me since she was about 4 years old, and she's 11 years old now. But I've never left her with Robert. And I've never left her with my first husband. And we were together for 17 years. I just didn't feel like that's their responsibility.
Okay, but when you say responsibility now, let's put it in context. You're going to be with this person, and so they become, you know, you all become one. So I hear what you're saying, but I can't disagree, because that is his responsibility as well.
It's their fathers or their mothers, that absent father or mother responsibility. Now, mind you, Robert does a lot for my granddaughter, our granddaughter. He does a lot. He'll go out and buy, you know, clothes, shoes, coats, things like that. But he does that out of the love for her. Not because I say, hey, she needs shoes. Hey, she needs a coat. And that's the way it was with my late husband, the 17 years, with my 3 kids.
But he is responsible for you, Gina. Robert is responsible for you, for your soul, for your being and everything. So as that is, then he becomes responsible for everything that you're responsible for. He may not have the dominant responsibility for it, all right, but he becomes responsible because he loves you.
And that's what he does. He, like I said, he does it, but not because I asked.
Because I'll be honest,
I never ask him to do it. He does it out of the love. I never asked him though. And that was the same way with my late husband. My children, my 3 children, none of them were his. And the things that he did out of the love for me and the love for them, that he grew, you know, to love them. But I never asked him to do anything. But what he did for them freed up money and time and things for me to do. But there was never, not one day did I leave them with him though. When they were young, they were in daycare, they were in school, they had babysitters. I never put that responsibility on him because I didn't feel like that was his responsibility.
Now I will say this: my ex had 4 children, and call me crazy or just too giving. I don't know, but it was certain things because I did love my ex at that time. I did watch her kids at times. Didn't do it all the time. Let's be real. I didn't do it all the time. She knew I had a life. She knew it was stuff I was trying to get done. But I see what Greg is saying. You know, when you love somebody and you want to do for them and you want to be for them, you know what I mean? I never laid a finger on them children. I never beat them.
Right.
I never cussed them out. Never did nothing. Now I disciplined.
But did she ask you, Jeff?
Well, no,
it's
not. You didn't have to. I didn't.
Then that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying
There's a difference when I have to come to you and say, "Hey, Jeff, I need you to watch."
Well, but it's different because when you love somebody, though, it's not. It's like you feel like you're not gonna ask them. A lot of times, sometimes it'll be offered, or now I ain't gonna lie. Now she might have asked me a couple times, but the thing is, it's the fact that it was never a knockdown or beating down on my door. You know what I mean? She was still considerate of things that I was doing too. It's not like it was just a heavy burden that was on me all the time, which is why I didn't mind doing it. See, because there's give and take with it. So I see what you're saying, but I also feel that it has to be a dynamic and understanding between those two people as well. It's not because for me to just say that none of that was my responsibility, that's the big elephant in the room. One, we knew those weren't my kids. We all knew that. We all knew they weren't my responsibility. We all knew that. We all knew that I wasn't the daddy. We all knew that. But I was willing to help in some areas. And there's nothing wrong with just offering some help sometimes. Or if she asked for help sometimes, I didn't mind doing that. So a lot of that is personal preference, you know, and the dynamic that you have with that person. Now, she did have a little girl, you know. And the thing is, I would watch a little girl. That little girl would be in there in the room watching TV or doing little stuff. I'd go ahead and I'd do cook food or whatever, do little stuff like that. But that was the extent, you know what I mean? And that's why I also said too, that's why I asked the question, when we're so afraid of our men to watch our young girls, you know what I mean? I was in that situation where I watched a young child, you know what I mean? Okay, well, the dad might have had an issue with it, but I never lay a hand on anybody or anything. You know what I mean? That trust has to be earned. You know what I mean? With somebody. And I guarantee you, the moment if her baby would have came to her and been like, well, Jeff, no, Jeff did that, that would have been the end of us.
That would have been the
end. And that little girl was very vocal. Very vocal. She raised her child well, in a sense, to go back and tell her if anything was wrong or anybody was doing something. And I'd even ask her. I said, well, did this person do this to you? Did this person do that to you? So it's a lot that goes into that. Also, you got to look at how the children are raised too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marcia.
I know of 2 instances. The first one, I'm going to speak on what you just said, Jeff, of a lady who was married for a few years. First child was not the new husband's. And I believe the child was 8, now in prison. The mom happened to walk in and found out it had been happening all along, but he had been threatening the child. And regardless of when you ask the children,
yes,
someone touch you or anything like that, they're taught, and some are threatened, some are taught, you don't repeat what we're doing. If they still are very young-minded, where it's, okay, I'm going to buy you candy, I'm going to get you that American Girl doll, or I'm going to get you whatever, they're hesitant. If we have grown women and men that are hesitant to tell people that they are being abused,
it's true.
Absolutely.
How much more for our children? Now, this guy, bless God, he's in prison. That's one point I wanted to make. I do know of someone that's close to me that was married, second marriage for both. The young lady had 2 sons who she constantly left with her new husband. I know the guy very well, very nice guy. But they had a rule. Well, really, she had a rule. And the rule was, you don't say anything to my kids. You don't touch my kids. You do not discipline them. They actually have a father who is still in their life. So now you leave your young sons with this young man, and they're little demons. And this is because in front of her children, she told this grown man in his 40s, you cannot discipline my kids, regardless of whatever it was. And that's something where we make a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Because
if you're
use that, they run with that.
They overstepped the boundaries because they knew exactly what mommy was saying.
Right. And that's something as adults we need to be careful, whether we're married, whether we are just dating and have been for a long time. And if we have to remember, if this person is going to be in these children's life, you need to be on one accord, married or not married.
Exactly.
You need to speak in unity in front of these children. And I believe that also goes for grown children as well.
Yeah.
For grown children as well. Don't bring the ex in. Don't speak bad of your ex or their mom or their dad. And just be a unified front.
Yeah.
Regardless of how the children or grandchildren, like Eugene, I have 2 grandchildren, and they're now teens. But I'm bringing them up. You're not going to disrespect an adult no matter what. But I still will not leave them. I don't believe in leaving them. Again, it means family.
A huge point that Marcy made. We all, as young ladies, young girls, in our young ages, were told by our parents, if someone touched you inappropriately, talked to you inappropriately, let us know. I don't think any of us were raised without being taught that. But when it happens, you have that fear and you don't tell. Even though
you feel guilty
in your head, all through growing up, that fear is still there. And so you can teach your little girl that all day long. That doesn't necessarily mean she's going to tell you when that happens.
Yeah. I have an example as well. My wife, I had 4 kids when I married her, and her youngest daughter was, I think, 10 years old. We dated short before we got married, but her daughter's father had died. All right. So she didn't know anything else. So she immediately came to me. Now, at first, I kind of pushed away because, young girl, as Gina says, young girl, and I'm a man. But, there was a moment where she did leave them with me. And we had a long discussion about it. This is what this one likes. 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 I trust you. I know that there's nothing going to happen. And again, I think I spoke on this. That young girl became my daughter at that time, not my stepdaughter. She's my daughter. All right. Just had a conversation with her 30 minutes ago. She's 21, 22 now. She has a baby of her own. And I'm still dad to her. All right. But it takes communication. I say that because it takes communication. It could have, I know who I am, but they don't know me, and she didn't know me as well. But we had a conversation that her and I had to get to some type of an ease of relationship first, and then get the kids. I mean, I was introduced to the kids immediately. I mean, she had 4 kids. It was hard for me not to, but I wasn't left alone with them. We all got together. We all went out. We all did things together. And which was, it was odd for me because I wasn't used to that situation. But, it's communication, man. You got to talk to the people, to the person, your mate, and you guys got to come to an understanding as to how the kids are to be disciplined and what your role is. And Gina, again, I took full responsibility for those kids because I love that woman. All right. And she didn't have to ask me one thing because those kids became mine. If you get with someone, whatever burdens, whatever additions that they have in their life, you know, it becomes a part of yours if you're going to be in that relationship. And, you know, correct me if I'm wrong.
And that's what was hard for me, because when you be around younger kids, especially, you instill so much in them. And for the short amount of time I was with my ex, her kids really respected me.
Mm-hmm.
They looked for me. You know what I mean? For instance, they knew how I would ring the doorbell when I come up. So they hit the doorbell, they be like, they run to the door, Jeff. They you know what I mean? They think it was me. So it's little stuff you do like that. And when you keep doing what's right, you try to not overstep the boundaries. Because remember, like I said before, they have their own father. It was questions that they kids would ask me, well, how come my daddy this? How come my daddy that? I never said anything bad about their dad, regardless of what I knew. I said, if you want to know stuff about your dad or your mother, how they do, you ask them yourself, and you get that clarity for you. That's what I always told them. I said, I can't tell you that. I said, don't come to me ask about mommy and daddy. You can ask me about Jeff, but you can't ask me about them.
Absolutely.
What on the flip side, it's not even always the adult that you have to be cautious of. With all of this stuff in social media and all this stuff that's on television and all of this stuff that these young kids watch, you even have to be careful of the young kids making accusations that aren't true.
Or young kids molesting.
Yes.
And working with having to set up supervised visitations for families.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a jigsaw puzzle for me, whereas I would have to put the parents, make different columns, both parents, the father, the mother, the paternal grandparents, the maternal grandparents, the siblings. And it was mind-boggling. It could take me like a couple of hours at a time reading through court documents, trying to figure out, let's say it was 5 or 6 kids in the family, and some of them were like preteens and teens. I had to sit there and go through all these court documents to figure out, okay, here's Freddie. Who can Freddie see? Out of 6, 2 sets of grandparents, 2 parents, and then the siblings. Freddie might have only been able to visit 2 of those out of all of those people. And that was because of what we're talking, some of this, what we're talking about, there's been abuse. Physical, mental, and emotional abuse. And so it's not just the adults that we have to look out for. They're also the children.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is so much, and like you said in the news, and you're seeing the movies, the shows, these videos, you name it. And this is it's the norm.
You both brought up a good point, you and Gina both, because, and I said this at the beginning, it's not just because kids are easily influenced at that age, at the younger age, they're easily influenced.
Yeah.
So they look at television and say, okay, that's cool. They look at these games and say, hey, I can be a transformer, or I can be a robber or a killer and get away with it, and they grow up like that. If you don't cultivate that, you put them in front of TV for a little bit and let them watch some cartoons or whatever, but those cartoons are violent too, and you bring them back. You can't set them down and let the television become that babysitter, because once that happens, that's all they know. That's why we got all of these people out here. It's amazing how the way that we were raised back in the day.
Yes.
So we it's completely different now, because these mothers that are these young mothers that are in their 20s and 30s,
teens.
Yeah, they still want to be out.
Yes.
And so they teach their child, even if they can't go anywhere, they're pissed. They can't go anywhere. They leave their child, they pop the child in front of the TV, video games and cartoons, and they go to sleep, go to bed. That child just sit up there watch,
taking it all in.
So we just gotta, again,
that's the point that Samantha's making too.
Yeah, I saw those 2 points you put up.
Because I read something like that just happened about a month or 2 ago, where the dad left the little boy. You guys may have saw this. It was a 4-year-old boy that a jogger found in the middle of the street dead. And the father had left that little boy with his girlfriend for like 6 months. And then the baby is dead. So she made a great point, because it happens. It happens with men leaving their kids with the women because they feel like, well, that's what the woman is supposed to do. She's the maternal part of the relationship, so she should be caring for the children, whether they're hers or not.
Provides a level of balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, balance for that man. And because like you said, Gina, that maternal. He can't do that for his kids. Like my mom always said I had to be mom and dad, but I always told my mom, you could only be a mother to me. That's all I ever got from you. You could only be a mother to me. And I was blessed enough to have men in my life who showed me different things, who taught me how to be a man. You know what I mean? And my grandfather especially, and I realized that I was really blessed in that, right? But a lot of other men, young men, don't get that opportunity. They just see it one-sided. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah. So
that was a good point, Gina.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Gina. I'll give you a core comment of the day. But so let's move on. Secrets. What do you guys think about keeping secrets? Do you tell your mate everything?
I lay it out. I need to know if you can handle all of what Jeff Rutherford got in his past, present, and future coming. So that way I just know. Because I don't want no surprises. People always tell me, well, I don't like surprises. Okay. Well, since you telling me you don't like surprises, I'll make sure you're not surprised. So don't give me the surprise look if it come up and you just happen to forget because I told you.
Well, it depends on I don't know. I don't have any secrets because anything I do,
come on, Jane.
I'm not ashamed to do it. So that's one thing I always say. If it's something you got to hide, then you should think twice before you do it. But thinking about some things secrets that I know from other people, it would end their relationship if they told their significant other. It would end their relationship, like things that they did in their past. And they feel like, hey, I'm a changed person. That doesn't need to come up. That was my past.
Why would
but that person they're with they don't know about that side of them. They don't know about their past. So should they really bring it up if they have changed and don't want to be judged from their past?
I think
eons ago.
I think that it should be brought up at the appropriate time. I'm pretty much an open book. I'm like, either you like me or you don't like me. You want to be with me, you don't want to be with me. If that's the case. But I don't believe in bringing up I can't really think of anything crazy in my past. But if there was something really, depending on what it is, there are different stages of the relationship for you to bring it up. But for what you were talking about, Gina, if it's something that serious where they think that it can end the relationship, yes, you might have a past, but what's going to happen if it does come out? Because if it's not a secret just between you and you alone, let's say, okay, I killed a person, no one else knows, they didn't find the body, and it's still out there, and it was 40 years ago, maybe I ain't gonna tell nobody or whatever. No one else knows. That's a little bit different, but I have seen in the news, whereas someone did murder someone, changed their identity.
Yep.
FBI showed up years later, and they're like, "We don't even know who you're talking about. That's not Greg. Love you, love you, sweetie."
Greg said, "Don't use my
You know
name."
what I'm saying? Or Jeff Relaford, you know what I'm saying? That's not.
I don't even try that.
But secrets. If I was in a relationship, I would want to know. Let that be my choice. If it's something that serious, I try to look at people for who they are. If they tell me, okay, this is what I was, this is what I am now, I'm going to step back and I'm going to watch. I want to see people who are in your life now, who are honest, Not some of those friends who are yes men and yes women. And okay, girl, look, okay, we're not gonna tell this one this or that. We're just gonna let them know. We're just gonna let them see what you are now, and we're not gonna tell them you were all up on the pole back then and making whatever. So I want to know if I'm gonna get into a relationship. I want to know secrets. Secrets sometimes they hurt and they mess up stuff, and it could have been a good relationship.
But
if you had told them in the beginning, but okay, so you're gonna hold back something, and that was something very serious from me.
But if it's told in the beginning, you might not stick around. You may not stick around because of it, because we haven't bonded yet. We haven't got that,
That's why I said at the appropriate times, if we're just meeting, hey, we're going out to dinner. This is our first or second time at dinner. No. Hey, girl, let me tell you, look, I got a prison record. I got this. I did this. I did this. No. Kind of let the person get to know you or whatever. And if it's look like it's going to be a very serious relationship and you guys are getting serious, by all means, I believe they need to know.
So those would be deal breakers for you. Somebody went to prison and they're out of prison now. They're doing okay, but they're out of prison. That would be a deal breaker for you if they didn't tell you.
Talking to me? You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I do know some. That is one of. I asked 1,000,001 questions. I met a guy, and when I got to which was very early on, I was like, okay, I need to talk to you. I have questions, and one of my questions, number one, are you a down low brother? Do you go both ways? Have you ever gone both ways? That's. Then my other one is, have you ever been in jail? Have you been in prison? Yes, sir.
You're asking the question. You trust that he's gonna give you that the correct answer?
Well, this one did. When I asked, have you ever been in prison? He paused. He said, yeah. I said, okay, what happened? I didn't, like, oh Lord, back up. I said, so what happened? It was a white collar crime. He served his time. He was now doing all, positive things. He had an organization helping other guys. It was something working at, knew someone at the bank, and I forgot what his position was, and they knew how to grab credit cards or something by using people's bank accounts or something. He said it was a one-time thing. We were okay for a while. There were other things there, but he was honest. And I've asked guys before, and they were like, where'd that question come from? That's not a normal question. And I've had people just be honest. Now, if you're telling me you murdered someone, I have issues with that. If you tell me you raped someone, for me, I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't do that.
So what if
what happens if it's further into say you're together with them for 8 years and then you find this information out?
I have to look at them really from the 8 years that I've been with them. How has this person been? Has there been any times where
how's the rapist been, right?
Pardon me?
How has that rapist been with you for 8 years?
No.
Oh no.
No, that's scary. I've never been in that position. That would scare me.
How has that child molester been with you for 8 years? How has that murderer been with you for 8 years?
And now there's certain things I just can't deal with. And no,
But wait a minute, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. That's hard.
8 years have come by, and look, he tells you, he said, look, I can't hide it any longer. Look, I was put in jail because I was accused of being a rapist. Then he says, but I really didn't do it. They didn't have enough, but I didn't have the right lawyer or whatever, so I had to do the time.
I have to see papers, investigations.
I was put in jail because I was accused.
She got to go back to.
No, because now I got to see papers. I got to see the investigation. How you were able to get out of there?
I do. 8 years.
I know someone.
You invested 8 years of your time with this man.
Then it was wasted time.
You love this man. He loves you. So if you
again, and then in the 8 years, nothing has happened.
Nothing.
Straighten up his life. Then that taught him something or whatever.
Right.
Because with
rape, murder, that's serious crimes. And if you're saying you really can do it,
come on, Mark. He did. And you've been with him 8 years. He hasn't exhibited none of that.
I don't know. That's kind of hard because I'm being looking at you with the side eye, and and I'm be like, okay, now if depending on the relationship, if I'm sleeping and I'm looking next to me, and I'm like,
Sleep with him years.
we could have been married. We could have been married, boy. You know me. Hush. I mean, but I'm just saying, just that's scary. I would have to play that by ear. That would be that'd be real hard for me.
People, y'all chime in. I need to understand this because
oh no, that's hard.
I want to say this. We always how many believers we got in the house? How many believers we got in the house? I'll raise my hand here. Raise my hand.
Right here.
Okay.
What's that, Greg? What's that?
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pose a question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And judging by this, just think about it. You know what I mean? Just kind of keep it in your head and just think about everything we talked about real quick. Okay. So, as believers, we always say how we believe. Okay, I see you out here. Look, then hand up in there. I see you out here.
Oh yeah, she is one.
So we always say God can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's like I said, just keep it to yourself. Just hold on to it, one good one. And this is what I'm noticing amongst our culture of people. We love to put our faith and trust in God, and we love to say God can do anything. But when it comes to people, we don't. We always say God can transform our heart. God can transform somebody else's heart. But see, that's always based off of what we have to see. So if you with somebody for 8 years and they exhibited none of that and they never showed you and it comes out later, I see this. That's why I want to speak to that, because of how Greg was putting it. So when you speak to that and you saw nothing of that, see, as a believer, it's up to you to now be selfless and put yourself in that mindset and say, could this person have changed? Maybe they did change.
And that's why I said for me personally, I would need to know further in. I mean, closer in than 8 years. And that's why I said that when the timing is right, when you start saying that you're getting serious. And now, mind you, I ask a lot of questions anyway. That's just part of my personality. But if I'm asking you these questions, and then first of all, I don't like liars. If I find out that you're lying to me, my trust is broken. It's like, okay, if I'm asking you these questions, why didn't you come out? And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to ask you a million questions if you come at me with that. What happened? Murder could have been self-defense.
Do you feel that, Marcella, if that person did not disclose that to you at the time when you asked, do you feel that in turn that's a lie? Because I know for a fact that I'll use one of my family members, for instance. I know for a fact that she says she believes that if it wasn't disclosed with her in the beginning when she asked the question, she believes it's a lie because it has to be revisited later on. And then you chose to tell them at a certain time. But I don't think it's a lie. I just think it was, you know what I mean? It was something that had to come out later when they felt comfortable, willing to tell you. Because, we tell people stuff all the time and we say, well, I didn't know how you was going to think about this. I didn't know how you was going to react. I had to see what type of person you were. You know what I mean? So I asked that. So do any of y'all think that's a lie?
No, I don't.
Okay.
If you just come, pardon me, Gina?
No, I don't think it's a lie. I think that I'm going to be honest, if somebody put that information in front of me at the beginning of a relationship, it could be 6 months in. I'm not staying. If that information is put, I'm not staying.
Okay, Gina, what if it's 8 years in?
But I have to think about if it's 8 years later, I don't know that I would leave. If I see that person is a different person and I haven't seen anything like that in that person, I don't know if I would just up and leave.
And of course,
that's a hard question.
It would be shocking to you. Okay, well, wow. Why you didn't tell me this at the beginning and this and that, because everybody deserves a choice who they want to be with. Okay. But me personally, I don't want to put anybody's business on the street, but I've been in a situation where after we were together, everything's going real good. I find out the person is not who I married. Okay. As far as that goes. And when I say that, they were the same person, but that secret, they had a secret that if I had known, like Gina said at the beginning of the relationship, I would not have got involved. But since we were we were doing our thing and everything was cool and we're invested, and I'm real critical with that word, invested time into this person. I'm gonna pray on it, and then I'm not going anywhere because I've invested time in you, and you haven't exhibited what you yeah, you might have had like $100,000 in your purse, but
yeah,
it's another story. Y'all I have to tell you that some other time. Everybody's saying something to Suzette.
Hey, Suzette.
What's up, Suzette, girl?
I'm the mistress of ceremony Sunday, so I had a little church meeting. I had to go to church Zoom to go. Hey, how y'all doing?
I see you with the modest church cut.
Yes. You know, for church you have to do that sometimes, but I can turn it up. I got some in the drawer. I'm gonna do tomorrow. Okay.
We got to talk, girl, because I need some. Yes, hair's too thin. Can't do nothing with it.
What you got?
Yeah.
No, mine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's too thin. I can't do anything with it.
Ain't mine, but you can borrow it.
I know, but no. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna start doing that. Look thinner, Sam. What do you think about that?
Hey, Samantha.
I have a video.
Yeah, did you get it?
Did I get what?
The video.
The one you did?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Here come another Greg video. Okay.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
You're gonna have to start screening his videos.
Somebody, yeah.
Why would y'all want to screen my videos?
I love the element of surprise. That's
There
why.
you go. This one is about should you tell your mate your secrets? It's a couple on here, so it's cool. Now, y'all would have been offended by the one because I was going to talk about how you spice your relationship up. And it was this one person was talking about spicing up the relationship in the bedroom, and she was cool for a second, and then some dude in the background said something about you put banana on the penis, and she went in, boy. And I was like, okay, but that's not what this one is.
I'm not grown enough for that.
Yeah, and I said Marcy wouldn't have liked that because she got the cussing and fussing. But this is should you tell your mate all your secrets or whatever, something like that. Okay, and then Suzette, we're gonna give you a chance to comment on what we were talking about. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, it's Suzette, simply Suzette. Y'all make sure y'all support her. But here we go. Should you tell your mate secrets? Check this out.
Hi guys.
What up, though?
I'm Nia.
And I'm Brian.
And welcome to Have and to Hold. Hey, so we got a question we want to ask. Should you tell your spouse everything?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Should you tell your spouse everything?
Should you?
I'm asking you. Should you?
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to say this. You got to check your intent behind it. We're not talking about like secrets, you know, holding secrets from your spouse or anything like that. But we're talking about, you know, what's the intent behind what you're telling them? Are you saying this to, you know, get some guidance on a situation or dealing with a person or whatever, a person, place, or thing, some noun in your life?
Right.
Or are you trying to dump? You know, are you just trying to tear somebody else down? You know what I'm saying? So I would say with that, no, you shouldn't tell them everything because it all go back to that heart muscle. What is your intent?
What's your intent?
What are you trying to accomplish with telling them this?
Right.
You know what? It's one show we love, King and Queens. Like he would tell his wife things because he want to get a rise out of it. You know, he want to see her cut the food. Right. You know, baby, the band, he threw the newspaper in the water, but it's like, what's your intent? What are you trying to push here? Right. So what you think?
I would also say no. And it's for that very reason. And also, there are some things that I don't tell you because I know the fixer in you will rise up. And there are some things that I'm like, you know what? No, let God handle it. Y'all prayed about it. Or if I'm worrying about something, sometimes we can really just kind of dump on our spouse and not really realizing that we're dumping. And we're worrying about something, and we would like to call it venting, but we're really worrying about something, and we haven't really released it and given it to God. Yeah. And we dump it and we put it on our spouse, and the fixer in you as the man is going to rise up and try to make it right. And sometimes there are situations that are beyond your control. True. You know, and so I just kind of have to use wisdom in that sense.
You know what? And then I was thinking too, I don't know how much she can bear. You know, but God does know. And so what I'm about to tell her, or what I want to tell her, is this something that, you know, have I talked to God about it? Now, I know you might be like, well, you can't just talk to God about everything. Well, I want to tell him like this. But y'all understand what we're talking about. These are weighty matters, you know, or things, you know your spouse to the degree to know this is going to make them upset, this is going to make them mad, or whatever the case may be.
Or maybe you feeling some kind of way about somebody and your spouse isn't, and it's heavy on you, and I'm dumping on you, and I'm tearing down this person, and I'm impacting your perception of this person, and it's really not productive. It's not profiting us at all. All I'm doing is trying to build an alliance here, and we both salty, or we both building up this, you know, campaign. It's just, you know, no, it's
you
something.
You gotta just see if is it healthy.
Is it healthy? And I was just gonna say, it's some things too. Gossiping, another thing. I'm sorry, gossiping is not exempt. When you're in a marriage, two people that are married can gossip.
Yeah, sitting up just girl. Boy, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's you got to look at it and see, is this healthy, man? What am I tearing somebody down? Is it healthy? You know, am I bringing weight into our marriage? And then one thing too, the enemy always attacks us in our mind first,
right?
You know, and so they throw thoughts there, and so understand that a lot of times our spouses are the first ones that become witness to those thoughts we have in our mind. They become witness to what? Not just the thoughts, but we have owned those thoughts. Whether we're worrying, we're upset, we're afraid. Man, those type of things, take them to God. Take them to God. And your spouse really, they know you, and they seeking God, they should be able to pick up, and they will pick up, you know, in the spirit that, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? You know, but as Nia said, everything, you shouldn't tell your spouse everything, because some of it is gossiping, some of it is unhealthy, some of it is you owning and embracing what the devil is saying about you, or what the enemy is saying, you know. And so at the end of the day, no, you shouldn't tell your spouse everything. So we have a couple scriptures too that we want to share with you guys that supports this.
That we love with our words. Proverbs 15:4, gentle words bring life and health. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Proverbs 16:24, kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy to the body. Proverbs 18:4, a person's words can be life-giving water. Words of true wisdom are refreshing as a bubbling brook. These things are true even in marriage. We want to speak life into our marriage, and we want to uplift our spouse with our words.
That's right. And so this week, going forward, make sure you guys are being very intentional about thinking before you speak. All right? And may the love and peace of Christ encamp your household and your marriage.
Your winning marriage.
I love that one. That was a good one, Greg.
That's great.
We like that one, Greg.
I actually did
Head off to you. Kudos.
I actually didn't like
Give it up for Greg. Everybody, let's give it up for Greg. Big hand, big ups for Greg. Good video.
Why did you not like that one?
Greg,
He disappeared.
Disappeared. Did I shame him off the Zoom?
What'd you say, Jeff?
Fell in that black hole.
Greg. The unit, Greg. Unit.
Go find him, Suzette.
I can't find him. I can't find him. I don't know where he is. I thought he was living here. Shoot, I
don't know why Greg didn't like that one, but I'm gonna tell you why I did, and I connected with it.
I don't believe that he did.
My own personal story. This happened today. So my maid and I are doing a huge investment, right? And as I researched, I uncovered some more financial things in this investment. And he wanted that additional funds that we found to factor into the payments that we're gonna make, right? So I didn't feel comfortable with it. So because what it's gonna do is gonna take away from the person that we're purchasing this from. And I didn't feel comfortable. And so I went and got the additional monies, and I was going to give the person the monies out of my pocket. But then I thought about kind of what we're talking about today. What happens if, in the future it comes out and he finds out that I did this and didn't say anything to him. So it really bothered me. So I called him up and I told him what I did, what I planned on doing. I hadn't done it yet. And you know what he said? He said, I'm not surprised that you would want to do something like that. I'm okay with it.
Oh,
you see? But I could have hid that. My first thought, that was the devil. My first thought was do it and don't say nothing to him. Just keep it a secret. And what's it gonna hurt? That's what the devil was saying in my head. What is it gonna hurt?
But that is what you were going to do.
But I didn't.
But you were going to.
Yeah, the thoughts came. Like I said, the devil got in my head, and I was like,
shame on you.
I'm just gonna take my own money and get, make this whole, because I felt like I just didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel good about it. And so when I went to him, he was like, I'm not surprised that you would do something like that. It's okay. So sometimes those secrets that you want to keep might seem like a good secret and the right thing to do in your head on the left side, but on the right side, it all came out good anyway.
And for something like that, that's when we go back to like how when they said pray first, that goes back to put God first in everything that you do. And had you really prayed about that first or whatever, that maybe the thought might not have come.
Marcy, I did.
It goes back to that. You did? Okay.
I did.
No, the Holy Spirit told you to go ahead and don't tell them.
I did pray on. I prayed on that situation before we stepped into it.
Okay.
Because it's a huge thing that we're doing, and so I pray on anything like that.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm a praying woman.
Amen. Like that.
Samantha J says that was a good, Gina. Best to have a clear heart.
Yeah.
But something just happened, y'all. Look, hold on.
Oh my God.
They are restocking the Air Jordan 3 Racer Blues. I gotta go get them.
What? How much are they? $20?
200 something.
Oh.
How much are they?
Are you clutching your pearls?
My pearls, where they at? Girl, yes.
You like they failed.
Hey man, these are the Air Jordan 3 Racer Blues. Racer Blues. Y'all don't know how hard these Racer Blues are to come by.
You just want that to go with your car. Match your car.
I ain't never been big on sneakers like that.
I am. Look,
that guy.
Jeff, what you need, bro? What size you wear?
Man, I'm like a 10 and a half.
If you buy it now.
Boy. Hey, bro, I got a house full of them.
Hey man, I will. Where you stay at?
Can't wear them all.
I will come over and we will go through inventory, sir.
You gotta take a ride.
You say it's several hours.
We got to do that. We got to do that. But hey, man, look. Samantha put something up here. Where is it? What is your intent? Is that the one? Here we go.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, the first.
So knowing some things in the beginning will cause you to evaluate which way you go. Later, you will look at the investment of time. That's my word. And known history in the relationship. If the person's heart is set on deal breakers, who knows what way that 8-year relationship will go? Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
You got your mind fixated on,
Deal breakers. That's
waiting on a deal breaker. Waiting on a deal breaker. Waiting on a deal breaker. Okay, because he can't be that good. Okay, waiting on a deal breaker. Then he tells you some truth. Because what is your intent? That is good. What is in your heart towards that person? The relationship. Men were made to cover her, and he may not tell her everything to protect her, and the other way around as well. That's good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
But you know what though? But you know what? Well, a lot of people say, something was nagging at me, or something was getting at me, or something, and I just couldn't hold it. I think that is spirit telling you what to do right there. And sometimes you're not. There are some times when maybe some secrets are meant to be held for a time that's best.
Wait for the right moment to tell.
Yeah, for the right moment, because eventually, just like they say, I don't know. Somebody told me that everything that is hidden in the earth or in your mind always has to come up. It always has to come up. There is nothing unknown. That's what this girl told me one time. So that's what I think. Because you may not be with them long enough to tell them everything. And you don't want to let that out, and then he go out and blab it to the world and put it on, put you out there like you have to wait and see what kind of person he is in that. That's what I think. It's a couple.
Remember when we talked about dating?
Huh?
Remember when we talked about dating? We talked about, I brought up that comment, and I was saying, you gotta give people a little bit, see what they can make good on first.
Right.
Really see what they can handle first, and then hit them with the 1-2.
That's what I was talking about with like the appropriate time.
Yeah.
You have to see what they're gonna do with it, because that is your what the lady said. That is your business. You have to see what they're gonna do with it. Are they gonna encourage you? Are they gonna be they're gonna be mad? They're gonna be pissed off? They're gonna encourage you and give you hope. They're gonna encourage you and give you a solution. I always before my mom got sick, when I first moved, I used to always talk about I knew she didn't have any money to give me. So I'd always have a little money and more problems than money. So I would always ask her, I said, Mommy, we need to talk finance. And she said, okay. And we would sit down and talk about the things that she thinks I should pay first, and then the stuff that can wait. So that's the same thing I say. I say, you have to see how things work out first. And then, you may know the whole story, because eventually you will tell. That's just me. Eventually I will tell you, but I just got to wait and see what you do with what I give you. Yeah.
So, hey, let me ask the ladies here. So you guys get to the point in the relationship. You guys are in love. Everything is going so great. You know about him. There's no secrets. Everybody knows. You know about him. He knows about you. Everything's good. He gets down on one knee.
He couldn't get up
to propose to you. And he's got this ring that he bought from Walmart.
Third carat diamond.
Would you? You said a third carat. Would you accept that ring and still marry that man? Look at what do that again, Suzette.
And let me tell you something.
Do that again.
This ring was custom made for me. He picked out the diamond and he picked out the band. Now, this is an engagement ring, he told me. He said, when we get married, I get another ring. I'd never heard of that. I said, are you kidding me? He said, yeah. He said, the engagement ring is what I pick out for you. He said, the wedding ring is what we go shop for together. I said, hush your fuss. Wait for, let me know when we're going shopping. Yeah.
So okay, but Suzette, let's take you for instance, because Marcia already said her.
I didn't.
You did say that. You said,
on this question.
Yeah, you said.
No, I said, oh, okay, because I was laughing because I read that. I was going to send you that question.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, Suzette. So, what if your man had came to you with that Walmart ring? Would you? What would you say? What would you do?
How would I know it was from Walmart?
Because the tag is still on it.
To be honest with you, I had told him not to spend as much for this one because I had already been married. That doesn't. I know a lot of people just quit folks because they don't get the great big ring that they're looking for. But even if it's no ring or maybe it's a cigar band, it's still the same love. I mean, I don't know. No, I would accept that Walmart ring. I would.
Next time I get married, she getting a rubber band. I didn't spend too much money on rings.
That's silicone.
Now let me tell you this, Greg. Keep this in mind as a girl that knows. Listen, when you go shopping, ice is nice and it's never too small. Let's just remember that. Ice is nice. Any size is never too small.
Okay, I personally can't do it. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
I made sure
that
my wives, the first one and the second one, they had to do bench presses with their fingers in order to, carry that ring around. You know what I mean? So the next one, because I paid too much money for the rings. The next one, sorry, I'm sorry, whoever you might be, but We gonna get a cigar band, a rubber band. We can get it tattooed around the finger if you want, but I ain't buying no more rings.
It's something because it makes you realize how much emphasis we actually put on the material part of it,
right,
rather than the actual relationship itself. It's someone who just be waiting on that ring, and they really believe that the beauty of the ring values how much that man loves you.
And that wedding as well. And that wedding as
the
well.
wedding as well. Yep.
Right.
If you throw a big celebration, you must really love me.
Right. And then you're together 3 or 4 months, and then it's that's a house down payment.
But may I share a story? One day Danielle came and picked me up, and he said, "Let's go eat." I'm like, "Cool." So we go eat, and the thing he hates the most, he hates shopping. He hates the mall. He hates Target. He hates Walmart. He's one of them in and out dudes. So we went. He said, "Let's go to Walmart." I said, "You want to go to Walmart?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." So we went to Walmart and bought some stuff from Walmart. Then he said, "I need to go to Target." I said, "You going to Target too?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." So we went to Target. But okay. Then he asked me, he said, "Is there a road that goes from the mall, from Target to the mall?" I said, "Do you want to go to the mall too?"
What?
He said, "Yeah, I hit all 3 places in one night, girl." I was tripping. So I said, "Yeah, it's this road right here." So we took the back road from Target, and he turned up in Jared's. I said, "What are we doing here? What are we doing?" And he said, "Oh, we just looking." I said, "Donnell, no." And I knew then that he had already done something, but he likes surprise. He don't care if it's going out to dinner. He loves a surprise. He said, "I have the best surprise face in the world." So we went in there, and I said, "Donnell, we cannot do this now." He said, "Yes, we can." I said, "No, we can't. We can't do this. We can't afford this." And Jared, we wasn't in Walmart. Had we been in Walmart, I'd have been all right. But he gave me a ring in Jared's, and I'm like, "What? It's too much. We can't do this. Why you always doing that?" So, but I told him the next time, I said, "You don't have to make one." I said, "We could just go get a little something from somewhere. It doesn't make me any difference. But just as long as you come with the ring, I don't care." What are you shaking your head for, Greg? Gregory?
Oh, she said Gregory.
He don't like Greg. He don't like Gregory.
Oh no, I don't know. I just
said Gregory. I've never called him Gregory before. What's wrong, Greg? You don't like that? You don't believe that? You don't like?
No, don't pay attention to me. I'm working on 0 hours of sleep, so.
Oh, I see.
I'm just shaking my head to stay awake.
I gotta take me a nap too before I go into work. I gotta work midnight.
I took one and woke up just in time.
I'm gonna take me a muscle relaxer. I'm gonna pass out in a little bit.
I did, but Suzanne, that's cool. I personally, I don't know. I mean, I'm joking about not having a ring or if I ever do it again, but I don't know. It's just not something that I told. To me, even though I invested the money, that's not an investment I want to keep doing over and over and over again. Samantha says having a 4-carat on your finger with someone who is mistreating you would be better off with a cigar band and a wonderful spouse.
Hello. That's what I'm talking about.
That's good. That's good.
She's right.
Have a big rock on your finger and keep getting your eyes dotted, okay? Go to work with that black eye, be like, "But he loved me. He loved me."
I've heard of some that have gotten inexpensive rings at the beginning, and then, like, say 5 or 10 years in, they'll renew their vows or something, and then that's when you get the actual serious ring or whatever. So it's just to each his own.
I like the sentiment behind it. His thing was, he said, I want you to know how much I love you and everything, and I wanted to make sure that what I got for you was especially for you, that you would go around and see it on anybody else. I told him I don't care about that. Care about that? I said, I don't.
But does that represent how much a person loves you?
I'm sorry?
Does that represent how much the person loves you? The size of the ring?
That's kind of what he thinks. It doesn't matter to me, because I could have, because I bought a little stuff at Walmart. I bought little rings and stuff before at Walmart at the fine jewelry counter.
Some people actually believe that the more that the guy spends on you, that means that's a deeper love.
Yeah, you
My son came to me in his early 20s and said a girl he was dating, her dad told him, the more money you spend on me, that's how you show love. And he came to me and I said, no, baby, no, it's not that. What if it's someone working at McDonald's treating you like a queen, and on his McDonald's money, he's doing the best that he can on that McDonald's money and stuff, but he's still treating you like the queen that you are, or whatever. And I said, no, that's just someone trying to get in your pockets.
right.
You need to run.
Marcy, some of these women already said they would date a man from McDonald's.
Well, that's them. I mean, you're gainfully employed. You're trying. Women are supposed to be there. What my version, as to help me to be your assistant.
Yeah.
Now, I might not be making as much as you are, but I'm there to assist in all the ways that I can assist you. Now, if that's the person who you fell in love with, then what are you going to do to assist? Are you out there working, or are you one of those who are like, no, I just want a man to take care of me. I want to sit home and look cute and stuff, and you're not cute.
What does a woman bring to the table? Let me play that video here.
No.
Hey.
Please don't.
I like that video.
There's nothing wrong with that video.
Is that the lady with the long hair?
Well,
it's
not hers. Yeah.
I'm just being honest. That's something that's something me and Megan talked about a nice amount. Like, we talked about, once again, them roles about what people bring to the table. It's a lot of stuff people say, what people do, but I'm gonna just be honest. It's certain. It's my dynamic changed once I met Megan, because Megan is the first woman who showed me that all the stuff that I wanted, that I could actually have that in a woman.
There you go.
I could actually be treated the way I look for somebody to love me, care about me, show compassion, all that stuff. I didn't, to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna keep it real 100 with y'all. I didn't think it was out there.
I didn't either.
Because you go through some hard stuff with people, and then you just start to accept people, and you think, well, this is just how everybody thinking, whatever. So this is why when I went to go when we went to go look at Megan's ring, we was really just gonna look, like, for real. We had talked about it. And I had bought a ring that I put aside, and I said what I wanted to do is I wanted that ring to be for the next woman that I married. But I didn't know Megan was going to be as small as she is, so the ring would not fit. A standard 6 would not fit her finger. So we tried to go get it resized, but they said the way they had to stretch it out, the stones would fall out and everything. So it wasn't going to work. So I said, all right, we'll just go pick out something different. So we just happened to be bouncing around, bumping around, and we went in this jewelry store. I said, all right, baby, we're going to look around. They scooped her little stuff up so quick, and I said, okay, I'm about to spend me some once I get out of here. I was like, we just gonna go through these motions real quick. I'm gonna see what happens. And she actually chose a gemstone in the center. She chose tanzanite gemstone in the center. So it's like a nice purplish color. It's big too. Nice purplish color. Diamonds surrounded with the halo and around. I bought it in a set. That's the day I was hoping she'd buy it in the set. My fingers was crossed, because I was like, boy, you buy them separate rings. Oh, Lord. I wasn't ready. But
he ain't ready.
But I wanted her to choose something. I said I was willing to do it, because I said, like I always keep telling y'all, this is the one and done. You know what I mean? I'm straight. Yeah. I'm good. So whatever I got here, I'm working on that, like, hardcore. Whatever I got here, I've learned from the different mistakes that I've been through. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So with me, the ring that I got Megan represented, for me, it represented how I felt for the state that I'm in now. I didn't have to buy no big $10,000, $20,000 ring. I didn't have to do it. But it's just the fact that I wanted her to pick out something she liked. You know what I mean? That was still reasonable, that we both come and agree on. We say, this is financially stable. We could do this, that, the third. And then, boom, she's happy. She loves her ring, and I'm glad she loves her ring. And she wear it all the time. She be like, look at my ring.
She's supposed to. That's what she's supposed to say.
Hey, 10 grand's not a bad price.
No, it's not. It's not. Because you can get you something feasible for that much. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with it. But, I'm just saying, if you got it, you got it.
I'm not saying that.
When I got married, my ring was very small. And I had people say, "Oh, girl, you can't even see the diamond in there and all." And I was like, "It wasn't about that. It was. I didn't care. Look at this
Man, that's
nut."
wild.
But I mean,
People will
but
do
you know
that.
what? The thing was, it was my ring. I was in love. He was in love, and that's what he was able to afford. And um, what was in his heart, and that he wanted to do something, and and that's what all he was able to do. But I was very young. Also, I was still a teen. 18, 19 at that point. But it's all about you and her. The couple, where you guys are, where your thoughts are, your mind thoughts are. And like I said, a lot of times with well, except for you, Jeff, we're older and
Keep saying
been married before,
Mm-hmm.
going into, so it's not as important, some things,
Right.
as where you're a little kid. As a little girl, you're brought up, oh, I want to be a princess. Oh, I want $1 million wedding, and I want this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then because we've been in it before, and then we know it's like, okay, you're wear this dress once. You're gonna spend what, a few $1,000s on a dress. You're getting ready to spend all this money on a wedding. I was proposed to, and we started talking, a guy, a few years back, and we started going to venues and things, looking. And I remember telling him, you know what? There are places you can rent a wedding gown. I'm gonna go there. I'm just telling you. I mean, there you like you can rent different things. I'm like, I don't see paying a few $1,000s for a dress I'm gonna wear just a couple of hours.
Honey, my wedding dress is gonna cost $50. I've already priced it.
Yo,
Okay,
what?
see?
My wedding dress is gonna cost $50.
And then when you're spending all of this money
It's cute.
on a house, now at the same time, we were looking. I mean, on the wedding, we were looking for a house at the same time.
Right.
We're house shopping. We're looking, and I'm like, he's talking about, oh, I want it huge. I'm well known, and not well known, but I know a lot of people. And I'm like, how many of these people are you really close to? You start going, okay, well, my mama's neighbors, mailman's cousins, brothers, butcher. We want to invite everybody to the wedding. To me, that's a little crazy. These people don't care anything about you.
I'm gonna invite 40 people.
Okay.
We doing small.
Okay, she got a $50 dress, and she's gonna bring 40 people.
Doggone right. But you know what? But
that's using wisdom.
My dress is cold. I'm just gonna let you know. My dress is cold, honey.
Master,
It's
that you
it's less than
you,
$100. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Dr. Reverend Coach Jeff?
that you economically sound out here. You living in the times of 2021.
But see, that's using wisdom. That's using wisdom.
I just hope she ain't having no wedding in the winter, because your dress will be cold for $50.
but actually, here's the deal. My dress, I did the long. My mother, when I first got married, I got married for my mother because I myself did not want a wedding at all. I just wanted to go and do what I had to do and go back home. So she was just crying. I got married for my mother. But this time, I get married for me, and I get to do what I want to do. But my dress is I'm not going to have that long, all this. I'm not doing it. My dress is a short dress. It's a knee dress. So you can see because he likes my legs, so you can see my legs. So I'm getting a knee dress. And it's going to be, the sweetheart neckline is very simple. It's going to be less than $100. I'm thinking it's going to be maybe, no, that's $50 worth of material. It might be under 100.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more power to you for being economically sound.
Because we can take that money and go traveling or something.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because we got
when you get older and more mature, all that material stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that's one day. And look at all the planning and headaches that you face for that one day.
Those few hours. Just a few hours. It's not even a whole day.
It takes about 30 minutes. The vows takes about 30 minutes.
That's right. And that's where they spend all the money at.
So y'all see, I'm an enterprising young man and this and that. Okay, I work at McDonald's, whatever. Okay, but and I don't even work at McDonald's. I just know what to do. I know how to get money. And I say, well, I can't afford a ring, but here's a ring pop to symbolize our love. You wouldn't take that? Would you take that? Because see, Marcy, you said that
here we go. Don't be using me.
You no, wait, that's what you
Go ahead.
said.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Go
You
ahead.
got the ring.
I don't want no ring pop.
It
I
was
don't
a
either.
small.
Right.
It was a small ring. You said it was
Come
a
on
small.
now.
We
You got
said
one
small
line
ring.
somewhere.
We talking about small ring. We don't need no candy.
Hey, it's a symbol. The ring is a symbol.
But
You
you,
can go to the
you
cockeyed
missed
pawn
too
shop
what I
and get you
said.
a $20 ring, Greg.
Like in the Notebook, what they
Yeah.
use, that piece of string they wrapped around each other's
Mhm.
fingers.
What are we talking about? What are we doing? Really? Right.
Look, and like I
Right.
said, you know, and as you go forward, if that's all you were able to afford, and as you go forward, like, okay, you're together 5 years, 10 years, or whatever, on the anniversary, hey, you know, you upgrade.
Why
You know,
would you
Here's
that's
what you
done
do.
too.
Why would I upgrade if you was
Here's
happy
what
with
you
the
do,
ring pop?
Greg. If you before you do a ring pop or a piece of string,
Mm-hmm.
you go get your mother or your grandmother's ring, and you borrow that.
Why would I
The
borrow
auntie
it?
ring, huh?
Why would I borrow it? It's there.
Sentiment. Well, it's sentiment. You know, somebody you close to.
I mean, hey, look, I may not last.
Prince Harry did it.
I may not last long with this girl. She ain't getting my mom's ring.
Wait
Well,
a minute,
what
say
you
she had to keep it.
proposing
You give her one later.
Why
No, I
you
ain't-
proposing then?
I ain't get one later, huh?
Why you proposing?
That's what you say. He going in the relationship the wrong way in the first place.
No, I didn't have nothing else to do.
Greg, I can't
It's
say.
symbol of a
Get
kid.
out of here.
I can't dive in, Greg. I'm gonna get the head cut off, Greg. I can't help you.
You guys know core water keeps you hydrated. The bottle is also made from 100% recycled plastic. It is some of the best water on here. So I just wanted to do a little commercial here because someone is talking
Greg,
a
you
little.
doing the commercial?
I'm
You
just
doing
sorry.
the commercial too?
We just had to do the commercial.
I got $50 coming your way.
What are you doing the commercial, Marcy?
I had to do the commercial.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
I'm gonna play the I got my girl a $12 ring blues. That's what I'm playing. Woo, y'all funny. So see, this is what gets me, okay? Let's keep it 100, ladies, okay? Because the men on here, we always keep it 100. Y'all got to keep it 100.
You know, Jeff couldn't even get with you on the
Y'all-
last one. He
y'all-
couldn't get with you on the
y'all
last
not-
one. Now you know you
y'all
ain't got
not
nobody
done.
on your side.
Jeff, like, I bet you I ain't buying my sweetie no lollipop ring.
There you go. Jeff could
Why
you heard
wouldn't you?
Jeff went chirp on you. He went,
Why wouldn't you, Gina?
because she don't like candy.
Why would
But what
not
I do
what?
is I can flip that. I can flip that though. This is what I do. This is what I do.
What?
So listen, that lollipop ring, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I said this is what I do. So the lollipop ring, like we just said, each and every one of us, we talked about the symbolism of what the ring represents.
Right.
Each and every one of us have talked about the symbolism and what it represents.
Right.
What people say it represents.
What it
That's not
actually
I
does
said.
represent.
Oh, y'all trying to switch it up.
Well,
Y'all trying to switch it up.
And that's society's version of what it represents.
Well,
switch it up. Let 'em
everybody believes because even if we remove our society, you know what I mean? You can, like, I can go ahead and I got this mint right here. You know what I mean? To me, this is just a mint that I'm popping because my breath funky. I could be like, here, babe, take this mint because you know what? It might make you feel a little bit better today because this is your favorite mint. So to me, this was just a mint to pop in my mouth to make me make my breath, smell a little better. But to my baby, it was like, oh my God, he got me this mint. It was the best thing since sliced bread because they're my favorite mints. What I'm trying to say is it's all about your representation of what you believe something is going to be. You know what I mean? So if I get the lollipop ring and I put some sentimental words behind it, some value, and you love it and you think it's cute, and you go back and you tell your girlfriends, because let me tell you something, life is all about the story that you can tell. Right. It's never about the materialistic things that you have, because a lot of that stuff gets lost. It gets misplaced. It could go ahead and it could burn up in a fire the next day. But you know what you still got? You got that story of when that man bought you that lollipop ring and y'all would sit down, had a blanket out, going out to eat for lunch or whatever, and that man proposed you with a lollipop ring. How many people have a story like that to tell?
Okay,
Exactly.
exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that everybody would do it. I ain't saying that you gotta accept a lollipop ring. I'm just saying, but to some woman out there, other than yourself, she might look at that lollipop ring and think that's the cutest thing in the world, because we talked about earlier about meeting somebody where they at. Maybe she knows him, and maybe that's what she knew he could do, or that's how he would act. Maybe he would put his little spin on it and do it as a joke, or make it something fun for them to have between the two of them. You know what I mean?
Now, you've had 3 women on here, and each one of us have said that it's not important to spend a lot of money on a ring. We said a ring. We said buy no candy. I mean, some way we got to draw the line.
Well, what I did was, remember I told you I flipped it.
I
I
heard what you said, and look at Greg. He ready to jump on it too. Look
I just put a little something on it. I ain't saying I necessarily believe in it.
But here's the deal.
No, put a little something.
You know, a lot of people, when I first got engaged, a lot of people were talking about, oh, girl, your ring is supposed to be, what is it, a month's worth of his salary or something. I said, are you crazy? I said, who does that? You know, I mean, that's just crazy. I just think that, you know, if you are in love and you have any means whatsoever, you should always give your best. It could be. I think the best would be a little better than a lollipop ring, but you should always give your best. I'm not saying it's got to be no diamond big where you got to have somebody to hold your hand while you're walking, but I'm saying that you know what their best is. You know, I know what, you know, if I'm with you, I know what your best is. I told him not to buy no ring, but he didn't listen to me, because I figured that, you know, we had stuff going on. We was trying to get some other stuff, but he went and popped out. I was really surprised, because I really didn't think he would do that.
You all right?
Huh?
You okay?
Yeah. My phone, I've got 10% on my phone looking for my charger. Hold on.
That's what happened to me. My whole laptop just powered down.
Jeff.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I got something for you, man, because all of the advice that you give, man, especially that, man, because these ladies ain't feeling it, okay? This is for you.
Yes! Randy Watson! That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
We try to do a little something over here.
That boy good.
Woo, boy, I'm tired.
Hey, Greg, you still didn't get my video, did you?
I don't know. Oh Lord,
I sent it in the group text.
I'm breaking my teeth.
Oh, you talking about the one from today, Suzette?
I'm sorry.
The one from today?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, that was interesting.
Let me see.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Let me see.
He remarked, commented on it. I thought. Dr. Coach.
Hey. I don't keep no track of no points, but I just want one.
That boy good. Where'd you send it, Suzette?
I sent it to your to the group text. I thought I did. So everybody could see
in Messenger.
In the Messenger. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that was earlier this morning, though.
You know what I was gonna say? It's a true story that I heard. From two people. They was both addicted to drugs, and they were both like laying down one day in like this messed up room or whatever, and they both made a vow to each other that they was both gonna get clean. And when they both made that vow to each other, they both had like, I forget what it was. It was something to go around their finger or whatever like that. But they made a promise to each other that they was gonna love each other and that they was both gonna get clean. And that's what they did. So they went through the rest of their life like holding each other accountable and everything like that. Turns out they went to pastor a church that was actually in the area of Northwest Indiana. And it was a very inspirational story. When I heard Pastor tell that particular story, I was like, wow, that's wild, yo. So that's why I say things, that's why I talk so much about the representation, because it doesn't matter about, you know, what a lot of people in society may think or what somebody else may do in terms of what love can be or what love can be measured on. A lot of times all we need is just that one person that's in agreement with us and that's willing to literally take our hand at the lowest point of where we at and then we can walk with them, and then we can bring each other out of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be that way, but normally when you meet somebody, when you meet the love of your life, that's normally when you think that it's not going to be around. That's normally when you think that you're ready to give up on love. You've been dating so much, you ready to just let it all go because you've been meeting the same person after person after person after person. Well, you're like, hell, everybody must be the same.
Right.
You know? So I just want to tell that a little bit.
Going after that same spirit. That's why.
Exactly, yeah. Because God sometimes, see, we say God puts the same thing in front of us. And, I don't like to think it's God putting the same thing in front of us. We really have to be careful with what we attract. We really have to be careful with what we attract. It could be things that we say, it could be things that we do, or how we carry ourselves. And that can bring a certain type of person always in front of us.
Yep.
So if we're not willing to change something about us, inner, to exemplify the outer, and hold ourselves accountable for that, we're going to keep running to the same person over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Wake up, Greg.
Randy Watson. That boy is good. Good and terrible.
Stop it.
Hey, you know what? I don't need a core comment. I need that right there. I like that, Greg.
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. As we turn the page.
Okay.
So let me ask y'all this before I die. I'm sorry, before I pass out. I should say that. I'm sorry. And I had to delete that video because Marcella would not have liked that video.
How do you know what I like and do? You don't know everything I like and dislike on.
Don't make
Come on now.
Just like
me.
Just like we knew Gina was the matriarch of the bunch. You're the Saint Mary of the bunch, okay? So,
Sammy Pooh, hear that, Sam?
But what if?
Wear it well, Marcy. Wear it well.
Look, I'm not.
Hey, Gina, you done messed yours up though. With all
I'm not turning up. My halo ain't on my head anymore.
With these past few weeks of your comments, bro.
What? I lost my halo.
You the matriarch, the mother that goes out with her daughter. You went to the clubs. You changed up, man.
You changed up.
Say what? Wait, what?
Your daughter, your best friend. We going to the club, girl. But how do you spruce up? And Gina brought this one up. How do you spruce up your marriage? Your relationship. How do you when it's falling, when it's starting to get boring? How do you spruce it up?
What I used to do
Come
was,
on.
I used to take whenever something would go wrong, whatever. What I used to do was, I would always take that person back to the beginning. I would either tell a story or take them to a location. I said, hey, let's go for a drive. Let's go to a location that meant something to us. To go ahead and to remind that person as to why I got with you, and to say, okay, look, it's not about all this other stuff we went through. When I get down and out and I start to think about some stuff where it might seem a little bad, I said, I always refer and I think back to the beginning, because I don't have time to hold you to the little stuff that's going on now. I got to think as to why I entered into it, who I looked at, who I saw, who I still see. Because that never left just because we had a disagreement. You know what I mean? But that's what I do. I like to bring everything back to the beginning, because if you can't remember your beginning, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's real tough to see that end.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's good.
Really good. Y'all give it up for Reverend Dr. Like,
that's something that Robert and I do. Remember, you guys, I told you we met at that house party that I didn't want to go to. Well, we go back to that house party every year.
There you go.
The same day we met.
Everybody say what's up to Uji Mars.
Hey, Uji.
Oh, Uji. Hello, Uji. How you doing?
So Uji, I know you man, I feel like you felt the other day, dude. I'm beat.
I'm beat too, but right now I kind of wanted to talk to y'all, so it's all good. Y'all my like second, third family. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
So answer this the way that Uji answers. Marcy, you might want to plug your ears. How do you spruce up? How do you keep it going? How do you spruce up your relationship?
What's that one dude, man? What's that one dude on like House Party 3 and stuff? The father. What's Ice Cube daddy name?
John Witherspoon, dude.
Bang, 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 bang,
Oh,
bang.
I know you're talking about.
He's so stupid.
Most definitely. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, that's always a therapy. I tell you what, that's always a therapy. You know what I'm saying? Especially with your significant other. You know, that's one reason why. That's one. You know, whether y'all think it or not, that's one of the main reasons why you get married. You know what I'm saying? Is to be with one person and to have those experiences with that one person. You know what I'm saying?
Do it all the time.
Bang, 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 bang. I mean, I'm just saying, he's serious. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it ain't nothing wrong with it, especially if you got a partner that love it just as much as you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can have a debate, a disagreement, and end it that way, and wake up with
Bang it out.
And wake up with good morning with a kiss.
And other stuff.
You know, it's a beautiful thing. That's all I know. You know, the reason, like I say, that's one
why you grinning, Marcelo?
the main reasons why. What'd you say?
I said, why Marcelo up there grinning?
I mean, I'm just saying, hey, it's one of the main reasons. I'm just saying, you know, we don't want to be messing around with everybody else, this, that, and the other, and bring stuff back to the crib and this, that, and, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got somebody you significant with, and you could do that anytime and all the time you want, it's a beautiful thing. You see my smile?
That's why Uji's smiling now. We know what happened.
You see my smile? Hey, happiness is, you know, they say love is, but what's happiness? Happiness is.
Love and happiness.
I'm with that.
Real life on everything, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't, you know, I can, you know, I think I just told my I'm gonna wait. After this ends, I want to holler at all y'all for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna wait to say what I was about to say because I ain't sharing that. But it do go along with this, and y'all will see how it go along.
Did Greg leave? Did he fall out?
He leave.
He coming back.
We still rolling. We still rolling.
He's going to sleep.
He just had to. He probably had to roll a couple times off of me.
Well, look, you know what? I wanted to show this one promo. Uji is singing in this promo.
I saw that. Was that the one that you played the other day?
I didn't play it, did I?
I saw one with Uji in it.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all a preview of this. This is Booby Boy Kahlo featuring Ujimar.
It's one of my personal.
This is the video from this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the weekend. This is in the whole video. This is just a promo.
Part of it. Okay.
And Greg, it's getting changed.
It's getting
It's getting changed, but you gonna like it.
Yeah, this is just we put this together.
Promo though, and actually just this promo then hit like about, and it's been last week about 700. 700, you know, views outside of Friends and Family.
I gotta say this real quick.
Yes, Randy Watson. That boy is good.
Mm-hmm. And also, let me get this shout out. You know, on the last video he did about a month ago, he just went viral.
There it is.
Okay.
Amen.
I didn't see no video.
I haven't played it yet. His name is Booby Boy Kahlo, and he's from Gary actually. So let's roll this real quick. A couple of minutes. Actually, it's not even. How long is it? A minute? 30 seconds, y'all. Check this out. It's just 30-second promo.
Ooh, baby, won't you ride with me? You can take control with me. Baby, while you're holding me. Ooh, baby, come console with me. can take a flight with me, baby, stay high with me. Ooh, don't you wanna ride through the ghetto? Don't you wanna ride with a gangster? Come ride with me, baby, take a flight with me, baby, stay high with me.
I know you wanna ride, baby.
There it is.
That's
Yeah,
me. On the
I
hook.
shared that video. That's the video I saw.
That's me on the hook.
We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, she out of there.
Huh?
She out of there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
She out of there.
The girl,
Yeah, most definitely.
the girl that was on the car.
Yeah. No, she wasn't on the car.
No,
he was holding her.
That was
Hugging her.
my car.
Yeah.
Don't. She couldn't
Yeah,
get on.
she out of there. She out of there. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna redo a lot of couple scenes.
Y'all kicked her to the curb, Uchi.
Huh?
She said you kicked her to the curb.
She kicked herself to the curb.
Oh, what? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you missed something.
You're like, wait.
Greg said, "Wait, what?
Look,
Wait a minute."
You know, I really didn't want her there anyway. All right, first of all. You know what I'm saying? That's actually one of my exes.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I
didn't
understand the change.
But look, I didn't grab her. My Carlo, he had put a quick post up or whatever, and she pretty much was like, "Okay, I'll do it." You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. It wasn't me. And
hey, when I
left, did it, I was like, I hope we don't have any problems because, you know, I'm not gonna say she's a problem, but she's kind of problematic.
I seen that. I'd like to see the video again. I wasn't paying attention.
She want to see it again now.
There we go with
okay, thank you.
Another double take right here on
Okay, let me look.
TV.
Ooh, baby, won't you ride with me? You can take control with me, baby, while you're holding me. Ooh, baby, conquer soul with me. You can take a flight with me, baby, stay high with me. Ooh, don't you wanna ride through the ghetto? Don't you wanna ride with a gangster? Come ride with me, baby, take a flight with me, baby, stay high with me.
I know you wanna ride, baby.
Yeah.
look at Suzette's mouth.
But yeah,
here's the thing.
She had it.
See, I don't know. Look, I was there, filmed everything. When I left everything, you know, we was all intact, okay? But I don't know what happened from Saturday until now.
Greg,
you know what? It wasn't nothing. Look, peep game. It wasn't nothing dealing with me or nothing of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And you know, actually, we had a great conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just strictly cool. You know what I'm saying? Because she know I'm married, and I enforced that. I most definitely, you know, was like, yeah, I'm married, and I'm happy. This, that, and the other, la la la. And she congratulated me. And so, don't think that it's something dealing with me because I really know how to treat people.
Dude, I want to know what happened. I really want to know what happened.
But what happened is what happened. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a problem with her or nothing like that. She's problematic. Okay, so problems came from other places with her.
You kidding me?
All right, and it wasn't no argument. And Carlo, he one of my buddies. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually helping him with this project quite a bit, and he know better than make a problem out of it. Also, so it's like, okay, cool, no problem.
Is everything still friendly with everybody though?
So
you gotta reshoot some stuff.
Now this kind of goes back to our subject, you guys, because
exactly, Gene.
The video is a video with your ex, and we know who Patty is. So how did that affect your marriage, or how?
That's probably what a problematic stuff
is. It didn't affect my marriage at all whatsoever. As soon as I got home, when I got home, I was like, "Hey, baby." Well, actually, I called her and I said, "Hey, baby," I said, the girl, Carlo got my ex. I said, it's D. Just like that. I was like, you know, she was like, oh yeah, you told me at home. Yeah, I told her at home. That's what I did. I told her. I was like, you know, I was like, hey, I need to talk to you. I was like, you know, the video was with D, one of my exes. I was like, you know, You know, I didn't have anything to do with it, but I was like,
I didn't.
I said it was cool. Great, had nothing to do with it either. I said it was cool and everything. I said we talked, and I said everything was, you know, really cool actually, because she know how I am anyway with my exes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we gonna ride with Patty, okay?
But Patty don't have a Patty talk right quick.
I'm very secure in my marriage. I'm very secure in his love for me, so it didn't bother me at all.
Bang, 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 bang,
those kind of situations, though, you know, those kind of situations is the ex that's trying to make waves and trying to bring.
It ain't no ways, and you know what? And that's just that's a mentality that some women need to give up if they really love their man and they feel like their man loves them real life on everything. That's some of the things that women need to let go, because you don't have to be insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. You can be, but you
choice.
don't have to. I mean, a man can come on her ex can come up.
Something that I like what Uji said is that he lets. But the thing is, you two respect each other, and what you said was the ex already know that you're married, you're in love, and that there's nothing there. And when you have that type of relationship and that type of communication, things will work out. But it's not always like that. You have some that are kind of messy. Just let me make her jealous a little bit, and you know, and it's like, okay, so what are you doing?
But see, that falls back on your relationship.
That's what I just said.
You know what I'm saying? It falls back on your relationship. If it's somebody trying to make something messy, it might not mean nothing to our relationship. We're gonna sit there and laugh at it like the cartoon.
But you two are secure in what in your relationship.
It ain't even that we're secure. It's that we actually love each other. We actually trust each other. You know what I'm saying? Secure can go so many different ways, but it's way deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? We actually really want to be with each other. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much out. I'm not gonna say too much out there. It ain't nothing out there that we want other than each other first. You know what I'm saying? And I
love my sister. I love my sister
too.
Ain't nothing perfect in this world other than Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jenny, don't nobody care if you love. I love her.
He care. They care about his grades. You ain't nothing but their brother and brother-in-law.
When you feel a certain way about a person, that's just the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? If I was watching TV and I saw the most beautiful actress in the world, and then the next day I saw her personally, I'm gonna call Patty and be like, "Hey, baby, remember that girl I was just looking at on TV the other day? Can I kiss her?" If she say no, I'm still gonna be flattered. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
And I kiss her. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's your life. You know, it ain't gonna mean nothing. I don't know nothing about her, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be some fun between me and her because she knows I'm a flirt.
At least he asked.
And different things of that nature. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, she was right there. And you know, if she had that statue and I'm where I'm at, 9 times out of 10, I never see her again. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with it. But
see, that's one way to spice it up though, man. Role play.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It don't mean nothing. You know, it's just a lot of things that people take so personally.
I'm Spider-Man.
Don't mean nothing. Except for having a little fun. And I'm not making the fun to me on her expense. I want her to actually have some fun with me because we already know how much we love each other. You know what I'm saying? And that'd be such a coincidence. You know, she might say, "Yeah."
No,
we gotta talk.
Yeah, she said quickly, "Nope."
Like, I tried it.
Yeah,
I tried it.
Hey, did anybody hear about something going on in Gary for all of the high schools?
Yes. Yeah. They will be in Vegas.
Huh?
They will be in Vegas.
Who will be in Vegas?
That's where that big reunion with all the different years.
I heard it was at Marquette Park this Saturday.
I heard it was at Marquette Park too.
This Saturday?
Maybe it's
yes. Let me show you. Hold on.
So that's where the shootout at.
But they're having one in Vegas too. They're meeting up in Vegas because my daughter lives in Vegas and she was like, she's not paying all that money to go to the reunion.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that.
What time it start?
Summer Bullet,
Right there,
Summer
11
Bullet
a.m.
Unity.
Sorry.
Bring your bulletproof vest in May. It's at the
Right.
bottom. You can't read that.
You going, Greg?
Well, look, here's the thing, Uji. I was thinking, y'all, I'm creative now. You and Carlo have some of them people in the background while we film a portion of the video. Ride with me.
You know what? If I filmed that video, I wouldn't do the one that we doing right now. I would do the other one that I want to do. The other one.
We need to get Carlo on here so he can understand. Because what Uji and I were trying to do, everybody, and I know
I'm gonna call him right quick. Damn,
no, it's gonna be it's too late.
5 minutes.
But what I was saying was this: what Carlo wants. He wants to do the hood video and this and that and all that. Okay, fine. Creative license. You do what you do. This is your video. I said, change it up, dude. Why don't you try to change the game? You don't have to be like everybody. Uji agreed with the same thing. Don't be like everybody else. Okay, Uji laying the vocal tracks on there, and he said, "Hey, Greg, move the camera around like this." I'm like, dude, everybody does that. Why don't you take it simple? Why don't you take it back? Why don't you just make a nice video? And he look, that was probably, and that day was probably one of the most stressful days I've had this year. You know, the guy is talented, very talented. I'm telling y'all, when y'all hear the rest of his stuff, y'all gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna support this, okay? But you know, just like a relationship, man, it's give and take. You got to be able to listen and understand and comprehend what everybody's doing, okay?
You know, at the same time, though, for real, he is bipolar. All right. But at the same time, that's not what I'm about to say. I just had to throw that in there. At the same time, a lot of people don't even understand how this stuff works.
Right.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? Some people are paid $200 for a video, and the people that's doing the video is like, an hour. I need this to be an hour long. 2 hours. I need my money. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of this stuff works. And he'll understand that with working with Greg, we really want to get it right. He really wants to get it right. This is his name he's putting on this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he tries to express different things like, you know, let's just get it together. Time's not the issue and different things of that nature. But in Carlo's head, he wants time to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? He wants time to be an issue, and he wants the video to be completed in
3 days.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's not the way it really works.
Yeah, I can do the video.
Yeah, anybody can. That's the way a lot of people do, and they rushing out these $300 package deals. You know what I'm saying? Greg doesn't have a $300 package deal.
Never.
I don't even think Greg would do a $300 package deal.
Never.
You feel me? If he was to actually charge some money for a video, it would be $1,000 and up. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna get it right, and you know, I'm probably gonna direct it, and we gonna stop filming for me to actually direct it.
And people don't.
I gotta write some stuff down. I gotta have them practice a couple things a couple times, and then we gonna shoot.
And people don't understand that the thing is that, you know, this is what we do for a living. Okay, so I'm not, you know, if I don't work, I don't eat.
That's why, you know, I kind of like here's an example. You know what I'm saying? And that's better than him trying to explain an example to you when he's you know what I'm saying? And that don't do anything. That don't get you a clear understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. I'm not gonna knock him. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand, like my brother, because we move around. We got a lot of different intellect, and I can understand that he's not being understood because he don't know how to explain exactly what he wants. Even if he say I want 1, 2, 3, 1, you know, that don't make that's not making any sense either. I just happen to be an ebonics specialist.
Yeah, so I deferred a lot because I was like, Uji, please tell him. And Uji was like, look, motherfucker, he went through.
And this guy's big. He's
I did
huge.
the video with you, Uji. Is that your son or brother or something?
This is like my brother. He's
Okay.
like a little brother.
Okay.
He's not a real brother. He's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? And he's actually came a long way with what he's doing and his personality and attitude.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thanks to me.
It'll be a learning experience. No.
He's learning. Yeah, he's learning. He's been a project of mine for over 15 years.
And see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, I got the patience of Job. You know, I'm gonna tell you what I wanted to tell you because I know this, but at the end of the day, and Uji alluded to it, if you want a $300 video, I'm gonna give you a $300 video. Like, that's what you want. I'm gonna hold the camera like this and keep looking away.
Right. Oh, you done?
No name is on that.
But we're gonna get it
my
right.
name won't be on that.
Definitely gonna get it right, and it's gonna be something very marketable.
Yeah, my name wouldn't be on no $300 video. I can't.
You know what I'm saying? The $300 and peep game. Understand this: the $300 video just went viral. You know what I'm saying? So, being that he studied climbing the charts and he is on his computer, he's on his computer punching keys and numbers like never before. He's on the computer like we're at work. You understand what I'm saying? So he really believes in himself. And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
He's more dedicated to making himself not a liar. You understand what I'm saying? He is dedicated. I say he's on his computer probably 17, 18 hours a day.
To promote, to push it.
For getting his product out. And that's what you got to do. For real.
And that's exactly what you go. So Jeff, when we get ready, when I see you, man, because Uji, Jeff has to do some videos like all the rest of these people are doing. Okay, and Jeff, I'm gonna make you look like $1 million, bro. Definitely.
Oh yeah, and please believe, check game. I am getting the recipe from all of the different things that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like at one of the shows, I was like United Masters, this, that, and the other, la. We didn't went way past United Masters as distributors now. You know what I'm saying? We got people now that is doing like the same thing. And he told me, a consultant in the A&R told him, you know, we charge for this. But, you know, and I want to tell you how to do it yourself, because you've been putting so much work in for yourself, but I can't. But once you learn, if you keep on digging, you're going to learn. And once you learn, this is the same stuff we do in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, he's this far away from almost having the exact skeleton key
to distribute it himself. Absolutely. Suzette's the same way, though. Suzette.
Sony then came to him with distribution deals. A couple other companies that came to him with distribution deals. But if you could do it yourself successfully,
okay,
you want the record deal. You want the millions. You don't want a couple 100,000, this, that, and the other, just to, you know,
everybody else in.
You know, yeah. You don't want that. You want the money.
Suzette's going to do her Simply Suzette, man. And Suzette, again, I'm almost ready. I can't do shoddy work.
I'm not
that's just not me. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's not me. Same thing with Jeff. Same thing, Gina. When we do this other Distinguished Authors Guild, I can't do it. I just can't do shoddy work. You know, as you elevate and as your product gets more and more visible, even with Carlo, okay. And Uji just made the statement. His $300 video is going viral. Okay, so now that people you got different eyes on it, you got to do better. Okay,
right.
You got to make it
look.
That's
what I tell him. I say every time you do something, it's got to be better. It's got to be like from you got to start. You got to start at the bottom, and we started at the bottom years ago.
Yeah.
So now he's at waist length type stuff. You feel me?
And now you got Greg Gray's name on it. It's going to be a whole different ball.
Now we got to study. You know, even different ideas we got, it's going to put Greg up on
some different level.
You feel me? A whole nother level, because we are the other generation. I'm not saying we the younger generation, but you know, he got a lot of younger generation ideas. All right. And those ideas are essential.
And it takes a team. It takes a team of people. Okay. So you can't always be regimented on one specific way, because everybody's doing it that way. Think outside the box. Let's do some things different. Okay. And which is why, like I said, Jeff, I got so many ideas for your stuff, bro. You just don't know. And Suzette, you as well. And Gina, I'm gonna listen to you. Okay. You just got Miss Arkansas. That's huge. Okay. Because Miss Arkansas is doing some big things. She's a comedian. That's huge. We just got to think outside of the box. Okay. We don't want to be like everyone else. Okay. I'm so proud of my brother right now because of some of the things that he's saying. If y'all knew him, hell, 3 years ago, y'all, this ain't the same dude. All right. Because his mind is different now. All right? And I see it. Because believe me, and I'm gonna say this, the views expressed on DopelivenTV are not necessarily blah blah blah. Okay. I wouldn't fuck with him if he was if he was that same dude. Okay. Right now, what's the term that they use out in the street? I fuck with them sideways now.
Yeah, a lot of people have always been scared of me, and you know,
I wasn't scared. Come on, dude, I wasn't scared.
I mean, when I say scared of me, I mean the different things that I'll be involved in sometimes are, you know, set for a certain caliber of people. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't about that type of life,
don't get in it. Don't come around. Don't even peek around the corner, okay? Everybody that's sitting here, and I'm glad we're still talking about this. And yeah, we still talk relationships. That's always what we do, okay? But right now, this is just one thing that I don't care if you a rapper, a singer, a talk show host, a life coach, whatever, man. Think outside of the box, all right? Because there's something for everybody. But if you stay in that box, you're gonna be like everybody else in that box. You don't want to be the same. You want to be different. I don't care if it's the way that you say a word. I don't care if it's the way that you put your titles up. Be different. You know, this show is different because we are diversified. Okay, go check out other people's shows and see how intellectual they are. All right, you want a bunch of bull. Okay. All right. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying that's why I try to make sure that everybody here says exactly what's on their mind. Don't hide it. Don't suppress nothing. OK, put it out there. All right. We got life here, right here. We got life. Everybody's on here. This is life. OK, missing Chris, missing Marie and Nyla, but this is life. We got everything on here that happened in life. Everybody in here. This is what happens in life. All of you guys. All right. I don't know how, and this woke me up a little bit, okay? But step outside of the box. Everybody that's watching, step outside of your box. There's a lot of talented people out there, but you're doing things the same way. Risk some things. Take some risks. You know, it's not.
You got to jump outside sometimes because it's ain't nothing in the house except for what you put in there. You feel me? When you go outside, you're able to live, you're able to see, you're able to think outside of what's in your house. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of this. When you say step outside the box, you got to take that like a million different ways.
Yep.
You can't take it one way. Well, I'm outside the box because I signed my name differently. No. You got to take your name differently and some more stuff. You got to really go outside the box. Like what I'm going to talk to y'all about when we finish this.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous, y'all. But everybody on here, man, look, I love you guys. It's 9:09. We're going to get off. You want everybody to stay for a minute, Uji?
For about 5 minutes.
All right. If you all don't mind, stay on for about 5 minutes. But look, we're going to get back to relationships. I don't know if I don't get any sleep, I probably won't be on tomorrow. But Monday, we coming back strong. And we talking about everything that you need to hear. And it's when we say relationships, it's not just man, lady, this and that, business relationship, all kind of relationship. We talk about just being alive, okay? And we're so blessed to have the life coach, Jeff Relaford, on here with us, breaking it down for us. All right, breaking it down. Hold on, one more time, bro. I got to get to you.
Yes, Randy Watson. That boy is good.
Yes, that boy good. So we just gotta make sure that we continue, man, to be our best, live our best lives. Okay.
And look, if y'all get a chance, a movie to watch is Tijuana Jackson. What? Tijuana Jackson.
Was it on Netflix?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon. I just canceled that.
Tijuana Jackson. He's a life coach.
Okay. But we got the life coach.
But he's fresh out of jail.
We're gonna check him out. All right. This is Dope Living TV Live, everybody. I hope we see you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to the crew. We'll see what's up. If not, if I don't be on, I'll come on. But we'll see what's going on. Okay. Thank you, Uji, for popping in. Gina, always hang out. Suzette, we got a couple of things to do. Jeff, I got you, bro. Marcella, always a pleasure to get your spirituality in this game here. Okay? Appreciate you. You said, Is that what you said?
No, I didn't. Nothing.
No, say what you said.
Nothing. I just said, okay. Bless
All right,
God.
cool.
Hallelujah.
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 Samantha, thank you for tuning in. Okay. Dope TV Live, y'all.
Great topics, guys. Great topics.
They were all yours. We'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Okay. Peace out.